Hi everyone, happy full moon in Aries. We're going to do another pick a card here to see what energies you're going to be working with during this full moon. Now this full moon is quite intense. It's pretty emotional. There's a lot going on astrologically. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because the spread that I created is dealing with some of the things that are going to be coming up in terms of the planetary alignments. So the first thing to know is this full moon is conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is the wounded healer. And when we have a full moon, everything is illuminated, it's in its full power. So this means that some of those wounds that we have might come to the surface for us to face. And this can be uncomfortable. It can make us feel unsafe or maybe a little bit defensive. And there's really only one way to heal a Chiron wound, and we all have Chiron in our chart somewhere, and that's to go through the pain, face the pain, and react responsibly. I'm hearing react responsibly. Now this might be a challenge because Aries is a lot of Mars energy. It's bold, it's fiery, it's about war, it's the planet of conflict, but it's also the planet of, I said panic there, the planet of passion and impulse and focusing on the self. So it's not necessarily that this conjunction is good or bad. It's all about how you're going to work with the energy and how it's affecting your own personal chart will make a big difference into how you feel the energy. But because Aries is so bold and fiery and Chiron is our wounds, we might have triggered reactions to things. These could be things that are triggered from within, or maybe somebody external to us is going to trigger us in some way. So this spread is going to look at some of that. The other thing that's going on during this full moon is that this this Aries Chiron conjunction is in opposition to the Sun and Venus conjunct in Libra, which is a completely different energy. That energy is all about relationships, compromise, balance, feeling satisfied, union. So because there's this opposition between Aries and Chiron and Libra, Sun and Venus, it's likely we're going to have some conflicts in relationships at this time. And this full moon is really going to be a wake-up call for where we need to find more balance in our lives with others. Last thing I want to note is that this full moon is coming right before eclipse season. Which is another intense astrological event that I'll do another pick a card for. So the energies of this full moon might be felt more deeply than usual. Okay, so we're going to read on this energy for you. And because this is kind of intense and we're dealing with Chiron, this might be a reading that you don't want to watch right now. Perhaps it's going to be a little bit triggering. We might deal with the shadow side. I'm not sure exactly what's going to come up, but if you feel like you just don't want to watch something like this, that's cool. You can come back at another time, next video, next reading, and skip this one if that's what you feel. So what we're going to look at is how you can embrace the energy of this full moon, the nature of your Chiron wound, how this wound has held you back, what self-destructive impulses you might need to fight during this full moon, which isn't to say you'll necessarily have them, but just in case they're triggered. What strength can you carry forward, how to find balance with others, and what will you heal? What will be your transformation and your breakthrough? The reason why we're having the cosmic divine purpose for this full moon, Aries conjunct Chiron, is for us to look at those wounds and hopefully heal from them. So the only way to really heal from a Chiron wound is to face it head on and to go through the struggles and learn and grow from it. If we decide to kind of push it down, it only keeps coming up. for us. So this is a really good time to do that if those emotions do come up, those wounds do surface. Now, it's also likely you'll see other people's wounds as well. So keep that in mind. Okay, so what we're going to do after that long intro is we are going to pull out 3 cards, and you can choose your group based on the 3 cards. And then I'll shuffle each pile, so you can watch me shuffle if you feel like you want to put your energy in that way. If not, that's cool too. You can just skip ahead to the timestamp. Whatever you like to do, you are in charge. I'm also going to use this book that I haven't used in a long time, the Book of Answers. So have a question in your mind, and we'll get the answer at the very end to your question for each group. A card for group 1, please, spirit guides. A card for group 1. Group 1 with the Fool's Gold. Group 2 with the Peacock Pyrite. And group 3 with the Moonstone. So you can go ahead and choose your pile, and then I will shuffle out the cards for each pile. So if you don't want to stick around for that, then you can jump ahead to the timestamp. Otherwise, you can stay with me during that process if you feel guided to. Okay, so let's shuffle out the cards. Spirit guides. Let's see, what messages do we have? The full moon in Aries for group 1. Group 2. Group 3. Group 1. Group 3. Group 1. Group 1. Group 2. No. Nope. Let's try that again. Group 2. There we are. And group 3. Last card. 1. Group 2 and group 3. Oh yeah, I wanted to pull out a word for each. Let's do that too. Oh my goodness. Okay. For group 1. Interesting. Never pulled them like that before. Group 2. And group 3. Okay. Okay, those of you who chose group 1, let's see what messages we have for you. So I'll pull out your oracle cards first, and then we'll get into the tarot. We have preparation. Oops, no. Oracle cards first, Andy. Then grounding. Patience. And grow. Beautiful. And we have the Knight of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers, and we have the Magician, Two of Cups, and the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Oops. Hopefully you can see all of that. One day I'll get better at this angle, this view. Okay. Okay, we got grow. Let's see. Group 1. So the theme for this full moon in Aries is to keep doing what you've been doing. You know, you are growing. You may not see the results just yet, but you are. You do need, I'm seeing potato. I don't know why it's making me laugh. I feel like I'm seeing like a potato man. Not Mr. Potato Head, but like a person who's like putting sticks in a potato and like kind of making it dance. I don't know what that's about, but it's kind of funny. It's cute. Okay, I feel like you could ground yourself in playing, you know, be creative, have some fun. Find some balance here between work and play. But you are growing. You just need patience. Okay, and prepare, you know? Prepare for what it is you want to grow into. Now, I see a lot here about love. Knight of Cups, the Lovers, Two of Cups. And I feel like whatever is going on in your life when it comes to love, you have been in a stage here, in a place where you've been preparing to grow into a beautiful love. And this love does look beautiful here. You know, we keep potatoes often in the pantry in the dark, right? They keep better that way. And I feel like maybe you've kept yourself in the dark for some time here. You know, maybe you haven't been pursuing love, or if you're in a connection, maybe just haven't been fully there recently. You've been going through your own thing. Whatever the case is for you, that time you spent, you know, going within was a significant growth period for you. You have been patient and you are prepared for this new love here. Or if this is in a current connection, it's like the revitalization of love. This is beautiful. So this full moon in Aries for you, conjunct Chiron, looks pretty healing. There are times where you may find that you have to ground yourself in these next few days, but you know how to do that, I'm hearing. So let's see, how can you embrace the energy of this full moon? We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, beautiful. So this is opening your heart This is being receptive here to new opportunities, to regaining confidence, I'm hearing, and optimism about what the future holds. So if you've been experiencing any kind of negative emotions or doubts or fears when it comes to love, now's the time for you to release those, really. I'm hearing an invite. You might be getting an invite soon. This is something you should go to. There's someone there you could meet. Okay? Optimism. Come in optimistic. Even if you've been upset or you've had a difficult relationship recently, whatever you're walking into in these next few days or in the next few weeks even, try to come in with a hopeful attitude. And share what it is you have to offer with the world, especially if you're an artist or you're doing anything creative. You're safe, you're protected. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to open up. Now, of course, it's your choice whether you want to do that or not. And it looks like with judgment being the nature of your Chiron wound, that this energy might not be the easiest thing for you to step into, Knight of Cups. For some of you, opening up like that, being vulnerable, or just showing up really optimistic is a little nerve-wracking. I'm seeing this as a red flag here. Maybe you feel like you always have to look for red flags. But Spirit's saying you've grown quite a bit. You're grounded. You're prepared. You're not rushing into anything. So whatever difficulties you experienced in the past when it came to love, it's not going to be the same here. You're going to know what to do. Okay, so let's look at the nature of your Chiron wound. We have judgment. You must have a strong Chiron placement, I feel. We also have Pluto in this card showing up. So there might be something going on aspecting in your chart between Pluto and Chiron. Pluto, of course, is all about power and control. So I feel like releasing control might be difficult for you in a situation. For somebody here, for some of you, very small few of you, you approach things with a sweet, open heart, but that's kind of like your way to control a situation. It's like, I'm hearing you reel them in with kindness and, this soft exterior, but really there's something that you're trying to control through that. I know that's only a few of you, but take it if it resonates. But for most of you here, well, something hasn't been easy in your life, that's for sure. Let's clarify this a little bit more before I say anything. Tell me more about judgment for the nature of Group 1's Chiron wound. So I'm seeing here that in some place in your life at some time, could have been long ago, could have been recently, you worked very hard and you didn't gain some recognition. Could be from a parent, could be from a lover, could be from a boss, a friend, whoever, but you really put your all into something. You're very patient here, very prepared and patient. Wow. and grounded. Like, that's what the Knight of Pentacles is. And it's like you wanted to show up for someone in a really loyal way, with a lot of integrity. But, Pixel, we're not doing this again. But that person here that you were moving towards, I don't want to say you were trying to impress them, but you wanted their validation or recognition at some level. You know, it's like it wasn't good enough. Something wasn't good enough. You were judged harshly here, maybe told to do something again. This could even go way back to childhood, right? Where it's like you just had to keep doing something over and over again. It wasn't good enough. Or maybe this is in love. You know, you tried to connect with someone, tried to make it work, but whatever you did just wasn't good enough, you know? And Spirit's saying here that this energy you had to kind of persist despite somebody turning away from you, you've grown out of that. Now you're the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups energy comes in like, hey, this is me. And if you don't want my cup, cool, that's all right. It's kind of, maybe it's not exactly like that, but it's kind of more hopeful than pessimistic. More of an energy like, here I am, take it or leave it. Whereas the Knight of Pentacles is like, look at all I've done. You know what I mean? So I feel like your wound has something to do here with somebody not recognizing you, judging you harshly, and telling you to keep doing something again and again, or you need to fix something of yourself. I don't know. It's critical in some sense here. And so those feelings might come up for you during this full moon. You might feel a streak of perfectionism, or whatever you're doing isn't good enough. And you have to keep persisting. Trust your creativity and your intuition a little bit and let your mind relax. Try to go with the flow. And just know in your heart that you are grounded, you are prepared. You don't need to do extra preparation on top of that. If you're meeting up with someone, going on a date or whatever, you know, it's like you don't have to prepare so much for that. Don't psych yourself out. You're good. Anything else about this wound you want to talk about, Spirit Guides? Two of Swords. This is, yeah, there's a little bit of a blockage here. Yeah. Closing yourself off from your intuition. What I mean is, this wound that you have, when it's triggered, that's when you kind of shut down your intuition, you shut down your heart, and you go into this place of, I need to make a very careful decision based on analytic reasoning, not necessarily my intuition. Okay, and I feel like something is coming in quite fast here, and it might throw you off. Let's keep going and see. How has this wound held you back? We have the Lovers. Maybe you found it really hard to connect with someone or find your equal counterpart. You could also be getting into situations in which there isn't a solid, stable contract. Maybe someone's not committing, or this could even be in work. Things are kind of up in the air. there's an imbalance here when it comes to equal partnership. And this is coming from that wound because somebody didn't treat you like an equal in the past, right? They didn't turn around and meet you like this. They almost acted like they were better than you, which caused you to be guarded and block yourself off here from your heart or your creativity or your openness. You tempered that in some way. Yeah. Because when we get wounded so many times, you know, we come to this point of like, what's the point? Why open myself up to get hurt again? Like, that's just dumb. And I get that. Yeah, you don't want to be in a state of confusion again. Okay, you want to be in control of a situation. And sometimes we can think that being in control of a situation means closing ourselves off, guarding ourselves, protecting ourselves, when we don't really, rather than trusting our intuition. Yeah, so we use reasoning. Okay, let's keep going here. Tell me more about the Lovers. How has this held Group 1 back? 3 of Cups. This could be reuniting with someone, potentially, or it could be even friendships. You know, there's a lack of trust in other people to value you. And I get it. I can see it's coming from, like, your Chiron wound is judgment, a major arcana. It's nothing to brush off. It's a big deal here. Let's see if we can get a little bit further. I should have brought my shadow cards. Give me 1 second. I want to pull them out. Hold on. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper, shall we? Now, these cards can be a little bit triggering, okay? So if you feel like this part doesn't apply to you, that's okay. Just don't take it. Tell me about this judgment. Tell me about the nature of the Chiron wound. Self-righteousness. Yes, I feel like you were dealing with someone who was self-righteous. This King of Pentacles could be a father figure here. You know, whoever it is, it doesn't have to be that. It's somebody who felt they knew it all. You know, it's like they knew the right way to do something. Okay, they wanted things done their way, and whatever suggestions you had to offer, it just wasn't good enough, or you didn't live up to their standards in some way. So why would you come in with an open heart to face that again? I get it. And then this creates all of this feeling of like, I need to be prepared at all times. Right. Okay. So what self-destructive impulse do you need to fight during this time? I know those are some charged words, but that's what I wrote. So what do you need to fight off right now at the full moon in Aries when it comes to your impulses? The Magician. You don't need to try so hard. There is something here, work, love, whatever. You're trying so hard, or you're trying too hard for a certain outcome to happen. Whether that's you healing from something, reconnecting with someone, finding love, getting the promotion, I don't know, creating something. You're pushing yourself here to manifest something. But you can't manifest it just yet because you're growing. You're still growing with something here. You're still learning how to release the feeling of not wanting to be caught by surprise. Okay, let's find out more about this magician. Tell me more about the magician for the impulse group 1 needs to fight. Knight of Swords. Very interesting, because that's what you're healing. Oh my God, look at that. The Magician, Knight of Swords, the Magician, Knight of Swords. All right, hold on a second. You know the chances of that, the probability? So low. Okay. I was asking here if you repress, you know, like if your throat chakra's closed off, if you maybe repress some anger when you're upset about anybody who judges you harshly, do you actually say something or do you not? Do you need to say something? And then I got the 7 of Wands, which tells me that you do stand up for yourself here. So I wanted to clarify over here, how are you going to heal this? What needs to be healed? And we have, again, the Magician. Spirit, what are we talking about? What are you saying here? There's something here about mastering or controlling the energy, pushing against it, saying, you know what, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm just going to keep going with it. You know, I'm going to do what I need to do, or I'm going to get this thing done because I said I'm going to get it done. And Spirit's saying, yes, at times that's a good energy to have, that persistence. But sometimes we need to be prepared for the unexpected as well, that we won't have all the answers or we won't know what to do. There's a conflict that's happening in your reading between will, like you exerting your will to have something happen, versus letting things flow and trusting your intuition. And if you allow fate to happen, you know, if you allow the wheel to turn and your fate to unfold in front of you without you trying to, I'm hearing, stylize it or map it out. I'm seeing an architect draw something without trying to, and I'm seeing that movie Inception, you know, where the architect is like drawing all the different ways in which the subconscious mind is going to work. Oh, fascinating. Maybe you're very into psychology, very much a thinker, and yeah. And Spirit is saying you can't map out exactly how everything's going to happen. Something unexpected is going to pop up. And I feel like it's going to pop up during this full moon, and it's going to throw you back into this, I need to figure out how to get this done, or, you know, rather than you just allowing yourself to go with whatever it is you're feeling or however the energy is moving. Okay, let's keep going forward here. I feel like something's going to ask you, something's going to happen that asks you to open up your heart here. Tell me, what's going to happen? What's this Wheel of Fortune? 2 of Pentacles. I'm hearing incoming. Yeah, the Chariot. It's not really telling me. Is this emotions or what? Okay. This is kind of heavy, but it looks like there's some event that's coming up here that's going to push you forward, catapult you forward into dealing with your wounds, into dealing with your issues. something might not exactly turn out the way you anticipate it to. Going forward, when you're out of balance, maybe you're just exhausted or your mind is in two places, whatever it is, going forward with like gusto when you're unbalanced never really turns out well. It's exhausting. It could create an ending here of some sort, some regret. And I feel like there's some situation here that isn't turning out the way you want it to. Okay, but this is for a purpose. This is for you to become more conscious of your inner state and your feelings and allowing yourself to just feel what you need to feel so that you can have that balance between emotion and reason, so you can have justice. One second. There could be a situation here in the past where you haven't fully dealt with your emotions about it, okay? And in order for you to move into your next cycle, which looks beautiful actually, you have to deal with some of these emotions. And you can't deal with it with your mind. You can't think your way out of the pain or out of the wound, nor can you just wait it out and hope that it just goes away. No, you have to grow by allowing yourself to release, to have an emotional release. Okay. Were you allowed to have those emotional releases when you were a child? I feel like it's an important question. I know that goes deep, but I'm seeing that maybe here. Okay, there was somebody in your childhood or in your younger years, doesn't necessarily have to be parents, could be anybody, but it's like your pain was kind of disregarded. It was like wrong for you to feel a certain way, you know? I don't know, something like that. Okay, I won't go too far into that. Let's see. What strength can you carry forward during this full moon? The Two of Cups. Oh, beautiful. So this is showing me, the elephants remind me of memory. You do have beautiful memories of love in your life, and Spirit wants you to tap into those. Okay, maybe they're with the best friend, maybe they're with a lover, maybe you have that now, maybe it is with a parent, whoever, whatever, you do have some memories here of having a beautiful connection with somebody. And you know that you're capable of loving someone, and not everybody is, okay, really. And having the capacity to actually love is such a strength. It's something you need to give yourself credit for. That you can love. You know how to love when you allow yourself. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, there's a real big softness within you, covered up by a lot of other stuff here that's going on. A lot of self-protection, which comes from a place, a valid place, no doubt. But you can release some of that around this time of the full moon, okay? That protective mechanism, and allow yourself to remember what it feels like to be in love. How to find a balance with others. Knight of Wands. Let's see, what is this about? I heard right away, let them win. I don't know what that means exactly for everyone. Ace of Wands. There's somebody really passionate, fiery here. Maybe they're impulsive themselves, but it's like they like to win. They like to be on top. Okay. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, then I saw the Ace of Wands. But anyways, they like to be in control of a situation here. And I feel like there's somebody like that. Maybe you have a bad association with that from somebody in the past. But there's somebody new or in your current energy who is passionate like that, right? Very charismatic, I'm hearing. Has a big personality. And they want to offer you something here. And I feel like Spirit is saying this energy, you might think they're like the other one, like self-righteous, because they're fiery in a similar way, or they're very confident or sure of themselves. But I feel like this is good. This is a good thing here. This person has done a lot of self-reflection. They're a lot deeper and wiser than you think. On the outside, they might just seem carefree and fun, but they know who they are. Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to disassociate this energy from the past. Now, this could even be somebody from the past that's showing up in a different way. They've done some healing, and you're not trusting that or believing in that. Okay, should they? Should they? Yeah. If that applies, it's not going to apply for everyone. But if it does, yeah, they've done some healing here. They've looked at the past and their past wounds. So what can you do? Temperance. Oh. Open up, but go comfortable with it. Go slow if you need to go slow. Allow things to flow, okay? Try not to control anything. And don't worry about being controlled, because you can't be. You're grounded. Okay, let's look a little bit more into this. This is interesting here, having this twice. Let's clear this up. Very interesting, because this Knight of Swords here is very air looking. They're flying through the air. We have the sword there. We have a bird up here as well as the crow. So it does seem like there's swift, fast action that's all coming from the mind. But this Knight of Swords, which is coming up here for how you're going to transform and heal, is coming out of the water. Right? It's coming out of emotion. It's coming out of creativity. It's coming out of the unconscious. This is you thinking from a place, I'm hearing this, of integrated emotion. I don't know what that means, but I heard it. Of trusting your intuition. It's like your intuition and your thoughts, your emotion and your thoughts, rationality. It's all working together. And that's when you act. That's when you emerge, when everything feels cohesive. Everything feels like it works together. That's how I'm seeing this here. The energy is completely different than the other Knight of Swords. There's also no vehicle here, right? Like there's an actual horse here that the crow's, using to catapult them forward, which can represent instincts as well. And here it's just, you don't need anything else when it comes to making decisions. You don't need to rely on facts, I'm hearing. This is interesting. I'm not really sure exactly what we're talking about, like how this applies to you, but it looks beautiful. That Knight of Swords energy you've been struggling with, opening your throat chakra, knowing what to say at the right time, or acting when you need to act. All, like, any issues around that are going to be healed. I feel like too, the Magician cards, let me clarify. What are the differences between the Magician energies that we see here? What are the differences? The Star and the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, Strength. Okay, so what you're healing is, you know, in the past, it's like you were manifesting, you were trying to manifest things here for yourself from a place of wanting to heal, wanting to be seen, wanting to fix something within yourself, you know, for justice or something, right? Like your manifestations were in relation to something else, you know, like this shitty thing happened to me, so now I'm going to manifest this or something like that, or I'm going to prove this, I'm going to show everybody how amazing I am or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be that extreme. But now what's healing is you're manifesting for you, for something tangible, not for in hopes of healing. This is like, I hope to get something because it will make me feel better about myself. You know, I'm hearing this. I don't know. Maybe this is for someone specific. I'll feel better when I lose weight. Okay, that's what I heard. But it's kind of that idea of like, if I only have this, then everything in my life will be better, you know, and I won't feel so chaotic at times or directionless or judged, you know, that kind of thing. And here it's like, you're like, no, I'm going to manifest something because it's going to benefit me in the future. It's going to give me strength here. Yeah, and not necessarily somebody recognizing me. It's more internal satisfaction. You know, your satisfaction is coming from doing something for yourself and nobody else. Building for your future as well. Okay, wow. Okay, group one. I was telling myself I'll only do 15 minutes, and I feel like this reading's been a lot longer. Okay, let's see here. Ask your question. Ready? If it's done well, if not, don't do it at all. That's really interesting with what we've been talking about. All right, I'll leave it there for you to interpret. Okay, group one, I really hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Okay, those of you who chose a group 2 with the Peacock Pyrite, let's see what your card is. Anticipation. Okay. Let's pull out all your oracle cards first, and then we'll get into the tarot. Energy. Support. Oops. I got another oracle card in here. No? Okay, just this word. Mourn. Okay. Let's see. Okay, some of you have lost someone with mourn and death and support here, or you are dealing with somebody who is very sick, okay, and you're anticipating perhaps them passing. If that is the case, I'm sending my love to you, okay? That's obviously not for all of you. If that is a message for you, you have a lot of support from the spirit world here. And you are very resilient, okay? So you will get through this. Anything else for those people? Remember that everybody's grieving process is different, okay? Don't, whatever comes up for you during this time, it's okay. It doesn't have to mirror or look like anybody else's grieving process. Okay, for those of you who are not dealing with a death or anticipating a death, okay, let's take a look at what you have. Anticipation, support, energy, and mourn. I feel like you're definitely thinking something's going to happen here soon. That might be very difficult yet transformative. It's as if you feel the energy that something's about to happen here, but it's unclear what that is to you. Let's go through your cards a little bit more and see if the story unfolds more. How can you embrace the energy of this full moon? King of Cups. I'm hearing don't show all your cards. I feel as though this is going to be an emotional full moon for you. And you have to remain balanced and use discernment here about what? About some form of communication that is going to happen, some truth here that you'll discover or that you want to say. Let's get a little bit more into this. Tell me more about this energy. What are we talking about? What's going to happen here? Ace of Cups again. Okay, what's that about? Nine of Cups. Who's the Ace of Cups about, though? King of Pentacles. Could be dealing with an earth sign. You don't have to be, but I feel like there's somebody here offering you something. This could be anything. Doesn't necessarily have to be love. It could be. But it's like somebody wants to make you an offer here, and you have to keep your cards close to your chest. Like you can't reveal exactly how you feel about this situation. This is almost opposite to group one in some ways here. Interesting. Let's see. You have to take a more direct approach. I feel like what you need to think about is this person going to bring you more joy into your life or potentially put the joy that you currently have at risk in some way? I don't know who this is. If this is a new person, let's ask more about who this is here. Who is this and why is mourning here in relationship to this person? I feel like you've been already hiding your emotions from this person for some time. Maybe you've been waiting for the right moment here to say something or to act. This could be anything, okay? So really, truly apply it, because I'm getting lots of different stories coming up here, like work, everything. Okay, let's keep going here. This could be something you mourned already, like you already felt like this was not going to happen for you, and now here they come, or here this opportunity is, okay? And it might feel like unexpected to you. It has a lot of energy. Patrick, come on now. Sorry, guys. Okay. The energy tonight has been really interesting. I feel like there's so much changing right now. It's like so quickly moving, the messages. Let's see if we can get some more here. Tell me more about this whole situation, spirit guides. Give me some clarity here so I can help these people out some more here. Yeah, I feel like this has to do with this is in relationship, or okay, maybe it's a relationship, but this is in relation to some decision you made to have a new beginning here. It could be something to do with a move. You definitely started something new, a new chapter of your life here, and you've had to mourn the past. And something's coming in here, an offer. And I feel like it's something that you've been anticipating, yeah. And Spirit's saying, play it cool. You're supported here, okay? Let's see the nature of the Chiron wound that all this is about. It's judgment. Group 1 had that too. Maybe you're not so different. Both of you are dealing with the King of Pentacles too. I feel like you've had to go through many, many, many transformations in your life, okay? To the point where it's like, really, I'm moving again, or really, this I have to transform again. Maybe these are not external transformations. They could just be internally. You feel like things end and begin and end and begin, and we have death here too. You could be a Scorpio or have lots of Scorpio placements in your chart, or a lot going on in the 8th house, or Pluto on your rising. But whatever it is here for you, it's like it's a constant release. Maybe it happens in cycles, but things never stay the same for too long, I feel. And in some ways, I feel like you welcome that, but in other ways, it's like you're constantly having to mourn what you've lost. Okay, tell me more about this, the nature of this wound with judgment. Tell me more. Guys. This is what group 1 got. Exactly. Knight of Pentacles with judgment. Wow. Okay. I also feel like things happen in your life. It's like you're planning for things to go a certain way, and there's always like a curveball that happens for you. So maybe your Chiron wound has something to do with instability or constant change. Okay, it could be anything from moving around a lot when you're a kid, or maybe you constantly changed friends or didn't have solid, stable relationships with people. It could have been disruption in the home. Whatever it is, it's like there was some kind of instability. Yeah, 5 of Wands, and that created some conflict here for you. But, yeah, this is part of your path. You know, Judgment is also a card about spiritual awakening and ascension. And so to have this as part of your wound shows me that your Chiron placement is very important, and that any wounds and suffering and pain that you go through here is meant to heal your soul, teach you more soul lessons so you can ascend, so you can expand your consciousness, resolve past life karma, you know, all of that. It's like you're speed tracking through life. Through this life, you're learning so many lessons through this lifetime, and these lessons are painful. Yeah. I'm hearing master class. You're being taught a lot about things, and I don't feel like it's exactly easy. Okay? Like, doing a master class is hard work, but you come out a lot smarter than others, right? So use that as a metaphor. Okay. Let's see. Where are we? 3. How has this wound held you back? Ace of Swords. I feel like it's kind of messed with your clarity on something, or your ability to see a clear path in front of you, since it's always changing, right? Patrick, what are you doing, sir? The Emperor. Sorry about all the noise, Patrick. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's cat time. You know, they get a little crazy. Actually, it's 1 o'clock and I'm seeing 11% battery over there. So 111. Okay. The Tower. Let's get back into it. How has this wound held you back? There's a sense of not being in control in your life. This is so interesting in relation to the last reading, because the last reading, that group was talking about this need to kind of control something, or yeah, a little bit. So here it's like you feel kind of like there's shit always happening in my life that is really difficult. I can't gain control because things are always turning and twisting. And or it could also be that you've gravitated towards people who are very domineering and are perhaps a little bit controlling, because they offer you a sense of stability that you lacked, or that you still feel like you don't have. It could be that it's childhood subconscious stuff where you feel kind of like everything's always changing, nothing's stable, so you gravitate towards somebody who offers that kind of energy here. But this could hold you back insofar as you're not taking control of your life yourself, or you meet controlling people in a negative way, like, well, is controlling ever positive? they're possessive, or they're codependent in some way, you know? Okay. So, what self-destructive impulse do you need to fight around this time? The moon. Oh my. This is not seeing things clearly, getting, stuck in some illusions about something. This could be not trusting other people, thinking other people are hiding things from you. And it's not to say that you're wrong, you could be right, but focusing on that or giving that a lot of attention doesn't serve you. It creates this feeling of being sad or out of control or anticipating that you're going to need some protection or support here. Also, if you're feeling like suspicious of someone, Spirit is saying, don't, be careful. Don't go out there like acting like you know everything that's going on and start accusing somebody. Hold your cards close to your chest, because this could be, a triggered response or reaction here. What else is going on to make you feel that way? Maybe it's, yeah. Sometimes when I start worrying in a relationship, like, oh, maybe this person is, doing something, or I have an 8th house stellium, so this crosses my mind. So maybe this person is doing something, or, maybe they're lying to me, or this, that, and the other. I used to get carried away with those thoughts, but I've come to a point now where I stop myself and I say, okay, what is really bothering you in this moment? Where are these thoughts coming from? In the past, I would think, oh, I'm having an intuition, so something must be going on, out of nowhere. No, there's something else happening in my life or within me at that moment. And rather than dealing with whatever is actually bothering me, I kind of divert that thought into something else that's easier to kind of point the finger and say, you're making me feel uncomfortable, right? Rather than looking within and seeing what's going on. So maybe I'm feeling unproductive that day and I'm having low-key anxiety from that. And I start, trying to figure out why I feel anxious and point the finger at someone else. That's just a example. Could be anything. But I feel like that is something that you have to be careful of at this time. Not always. I'm not saying you're always like this. But around this full moon, it's like you could start to get these intuitive feelings that something's hidden, there's an illusion, you don't know something here. Okay? And it's really something else that's bothering you. What is it? What is actually happening? Could be that you don't feel like you know where you're going exactly. Okay, some sense of uncertainty here you have in your life. Maybe it's going to be different for each of you here. Let me see if I can get one from here. What's actually underneath this? Oh, that's what I should use. Air we have. Something about your thinking pattern. I have these shadow cards. I'm going to use them. They're a little bit triggering. They're intense. So if you don't like this part, just don't take it, okay? But I want to find out if that resonates for you, and you start getting suspicious or you start having this feeling that something's off, there's an illusion. I feel like it's coming. There's something else going on in your shadow here. What is that, Spirit? What is it? Disgust. Ooh, interesting. Guilt, I'm seeing. Okay, let's see disgust. Loathing. I'll read a little bit of this, okay? On occasion, we experience a very strong dislike towards somebody or something. It is so intense that it goes beyond disapproval or distaste and borders on hate. We feel the intensity in our body and makes us tremble and shake. The roots of our loathing may lay in anger, neglect, or abuse. Self-loathing occurs when our inner critic becomes so destructive that it pushes us to detest ourselves. This may stem from childhood issues, unresolved trauma, loss, anger, or fear. This is pretty deep and a little dark, no doubt. But there's something here, it's kind of icky feelings around a certain situation that might be unresolved for you. Okay, maybe you haven't received closure with something. I'm hearing somebody could have took a part of you. I don't know exactly what that's referring to. Okay, but it's like you lost a part of yourself. You're still mourning that. There is definitely something deeper going on here. So be careful here about looking outwards for answers about what's upsetting you. You know, like suddenly being suspicious of something. It won't resolve anything. What should you do? The Star. Yeah, I'm not feeling like you should really do a deep dive and push into that energy and find out what this is all about right now at this full moon. It feels like it's too intense. You know, there's good times for shadow work and there's bad times for it. I feel like with the Star showing up, this is like, find some healing support here. Try to lighten your mood. Do something you love. Dream about the future. You know, write down your aspirations and your goals. Try to redirect the energy into something positive. Okay. Let's see. All my batteries are dying. Okay, let's see what's going on here. What strength can you carry forward? We have the King of Wands. Wow. Look, when you want to take action and be bold and be in charge of a situation, you know how. It's not that you don't know how. Four of Pentacles. Again, this is something about being guarded. This is a quiet confidence. Have a quiet confidence about something. Remember that we can never control someone else's actions. Okay? We can only control our reactions. I felt the need to say that. So if you're worried about somebody's actions, release it. You cannot control it. Focus on what you can control. And I feel like part of what you can control is finding I'm hearing peace and serenity and confidence in who you are. I feel like you make the right decisions. You walked away from something and it was the right decision here. Okay, it really was. Maybe it felt sudden and abrupt, but it was the right decision. Could be anything in your life. Okay, how to find balance with others. Death. I'm hearing show up as the new you. Page of Pentacles. Show everybody what you learned, I'm hearing. I don't know what that's about. The Sun, yeah. Show everybody what you learned. Show everybody how you transformed. Show up as the new you. Wow, that came in clear. A lot of this energy I'm reading, I feel like is very deep, in your life, in your memories, you know, a long time ago, and it's been kind of filtering through your relationships and stuff. You're a different person, okay? Maybe you need to mourn this old you that was disgusted with things that happened to you in your life, or disgusted maybe with yourself, whatever it is. Mourn that part of you that no longer exists, that has transformed. Okay? You decide now what transforms, what changes. Nobody else gets to decide that. You decide it. What are you going to heal here during this full moon? 6 of Pentacles. I feel like this is knowing equal give and take. Not giving too much and not taking shit from people either. This kind of took a turn when I got to the King of Wands here. We took a big turn into confidence and assertion. Rest, healing. You don't have to give anything to anybody you don't want to, okay? Remember that. Including your thoughts. You don't need to tell anybody what you're thinking. You don't need to tell anybody your fears either. Okay? I don't know where, it's not that that's a bad thing, but there's a message in here for whoever I'm talking to. It's like, be with yourself here. Be with yourself and enjoy yourself and know that you are your own guide here. And you can handle anything that comes up for you. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're somebody that you were in the past either. Unsure of where they're going, all of that. No, you know who you are. Okay, let's get one last card for you, group 2. And then I gotta charge my batteries to do group 3. Direction. You decide your direction. You have a direction, okay? You do. And it's, all under your control here. This was a very multi-layered reading, I feel. There was a lot that happened. Okay, have your question in your mind. You ready? Not ready yet. Remove your own obstacles. Maybe that didn't answer your question directly. I feel like for some of you it didn't, but it really did coincide with the reading. Remove your own obstacles. Maybe your question itself is an obstacle. All right. I love you so much, group 2. I really hope that helped, and I'll see you next time. Hi, group 3. Let's see what cards you have for your full moon in Aries reading. Okay. I'm hearing, oh, this is interesting. I'm hearing you are special. And then I was going to say, I'm not trying to butter you up, but I heard butter your boat. I don't know, guys. Okay. There's something about like a paper boat, like someone made a boat out of paper. I don't know what this is about. Let's get into the general message, shall we? Okay, so let's get your oracle cards first. Ooh, release. Love to see that, especially when the energy of the full moon is so intense. Rest and release. Love it. Hope. Dreams. Underworld. The Empress. 7 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the World. Wow. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's just bring them down a little bit. See it a little bit clearer. Okay. It's really important for you to rest and to get sleep. And the reason why this is so important, other than just regular, normal reasons of sanity and health, it's because you're going to get a lot of downloads in your dreams. You know, prophetic dreams, information, intuitions, things that will, I'm hearing aha moments. Maybe you're working on something and you'll get an answer in your dream. Okay, you're trying to figure something out. But in order to get this rest, in order to get this deep sleep, I'm hearing this deep spiritual sleep, you need to release something first. Let's see, I want a little bit more clarification here. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about the dreams. It's something that you can't know in your conscious state. Like when you're awake, it won't come to you, this information that you're going to be given. I feel like, you know, maybe it's like you almost remember your dreams, but you can't quite. You know you had some important dream, or you don't remember all of it, and you know there was a significant part of it. It's in your waking life, there's something that's not able to get through to you. Patrick, I love you, buddy, but you're starting to, you know, get a little bit full moon on me here. Patrick's turning into a werewolf, I think. Okay, sorry guys. With the underworld, interesting. Tell me, what's the underworld? 4 of Cups. There's something happening here in your subconscious that is trying to get you to see an opportunity that you're not seeing right now. Something's being presented to you, or it's right in front of you for the taking, I'm hearing, but you can't see it. Maybe you're even having nightmares. Could be. It doesn't have to be that. Okay. What does group 3 need to release? 7 of Swords, the Tower, and the Star. I'm hearing a narrative about what's happened, a current or past situation that you've healed from or you're healing from. There's a narrative that might be on repeat or replay in your mind, or there's something. What's the narrative? 3 of Cups, Knight of Wands. For some of you, not all of you, Ace of Cups. This could be some idea you have in your mind about reconciliation or someone returning, perhaps. If it's not that, then what's this narrative here? it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like, you know, you're looking at yourself as strong, as being able to survive something very difficult, as healing from something, being able to put yourself back up on your own 2 feet. But there's something about telling yourself this narrative over and over again that you need to release. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see if we can get that. 10 of Cups, because it's keeping you thinking about the past and what you've been through. Yeah, and not allowing your new cycle to begin here. Now, we're only talking about the energies of the full moon, right? So this could just be a few days. Doesn't have to be like been going on for a long time. Okay, so it's like you need to have more hope here in fate, in that the wheel will turn and you'll be in a new cycle here where this Tower situation with the 7 of Swords, some deception, some upheaval, some lies, some betrayal doesn't exist. I'm hearing don't take that energy in with you. Yeah, so something's being offered to you here and you can't see it because you're thinking a lot about this thing. And I'm not saying you're sitting there like obsessing or ruminating about it. It's just kind of become a part of your identity, or it's in the back of your mind, or you're constantly being reminded of this situation in one way or another. And this was a very difficult situation. It was life-altering, life-changing for you. Shocking. Heartbreaking here. Strength, yeah, but you healed from it. You went through the dark night of the soul. You did the whole thing. Maybe you're talking a lot about this experience. Maybe you're a teacher or you're a counselor and you relay this in some way. I'm not exactly sure how this is happening for you, but there's something about that whole thing that just kind of needs to fade out more. It's almost like something is remaining fresh when it doesn't need to be. And I don't feel like it's the pain that's fresh. It's just the story, or it's just the memory. You need to release it. Rest. And listen to what your subconscious is trying to tell you about something here for you. Okay, there is something here for you. Okay, so let's see here. How can you embrace the energy of the full moon? We have the Empress. This is really about allowing a chapter to close out and embracing the new energy that you are in. So far, that's what I'm seeing. See, I feel like this wolf down here, fox, sorry. It's late. It's like 2 a.m. My brain's starting to go. I need to rest. Okay, so it's like this fox down here is the new you. You know, it's been germinating, growing, getting ready to come out into the world. But the old you, who's super strong, you know, star, strength, healed, knows things about the world, is still kind of the dominant energy that you're in. You know what? It's like wearing your scars as a badge of honor. It's identifying with, you know, being a survivor, those kinds of things, which it's not bad in any way. It's not that that's negative. It's just that there's something else that you could move forward to, but you have to release that energy a little bit. There's something new here that wants to come through. So how can you embrace the energy of this full moon? I feel like I'm hearing recognize that this part is done. This part of the journey is done. I'm hearing you've done your job. I don't know what that means. Maybe, I don't know. some lesson you've taught to someone. I'm not sure. You've done your job, or to yourself. And embrace that something else wants to come out of hibernation. Something wants to be born. And it's very deep within you right now. Like again, this represents your subconscious, underground. Okay. You see the butterfly, transformation here. You have transformed. Okay. The nature of your Chiron wound. 7 of Wands. Always having to stand your ground, defend yourself. See, you're a warrior, you're a survivor, you've been through things. You've gone through battles. You've had to learn how to survive, to fight for yourself. You know, and it's not easy. And it took some time to really master this, which I feel you did. So you don't need to keep, reflecting on the lesson that you passed. You passed. Time to go to the next thing. You know, there's been many times in your life that you've had to stand up for yourself. I feel like it's been exhausting on some level. Sometimes you almost didn't recognize who you were or who you were becoming because you had to be so strong. But overall, you did a good job is what I'm getting. Like I'm hearing that you could have turned into the devil. Don't take that meaning that you could have really embraced this standoff energy and turned it into something toxic, like turned into someone who really needs to control everything and is egotistical because they've been hurt so much and because they've had to stand up for themselves so much. You could have gone that way, but you didn't. You decided to take the high road and become the empress with this energy. Through all the challenges, you never got toxic with it, I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is closure. Like you're done with something here. You're done. I'm hearing buddy. Okay. How has this wound held you back? 6 of Wands. See, this is like wearing that badge of honor that you've been through things. This is needing recognition perhaps, or wanting recognition, or feeling like you need to prove to yourself that you came out on top, that you won. In some way, let's clarify this a little bit more. How has this wound held you back? It could have put you in, I'm hearing fight or flight mode. Interesting. Where you always feel like you have to fight for something that you want. 3 of Swords. It's been hard to walk away from things without feeling like without feeling like you were right. How do I say this? This is a little bit, hold on a second. Sometimes we stay in a situation because we don't want to be wrong about something. And we unnecessarily put ourselves through more pain. Say you're with somebody and You don't really want to believe that you were wrong and that and their feelings for you. You thought that they really loved you, but now it's looking like they didn't. And you don't want to be wrong about that. So you just kind of stick it out, you know? And this is maybe not for everyone, but it's like you didn't stick it out because you were in love with that person anymore. Maybe you were at one time, but not anymore. You stuck it out because you wanted to come out on top, to prove something to yourself that you didn't make a mistake. Now, that's not going to be for everyone, and that's a really deep kind of realization, you know? Okay. So there's something about I'm hearing not understanding where you went wrong. Okay. Well, that's right, you know, if you feel like you're in the Empress energy, if you feel like you're the warrior, you've overcome everything, it can be really hard to look at, you know, what you might have done in a situation or where you might have gone wrong. Again, this is only for this time period. Maybe that's not for all of you, okay, but it's for someone. Because if your wound is constantly having to defend yourself, of course it would make sense that how this would hold you back is wanting a victory, right? You want to be victorious and sticking up for yourself. But it's coming at the expense of your heart, of a deeper understanding here, of your role in things, right? Or why you stayed with someone could be. So what self-destructive impulse do you need to fight right now around this full moon? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Very interesting. Let's see. What's this about? King of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing for some of you giving up what's yours to a King of Wands. I don't know. Maybe you associate that card with someone in particular. Two of Swords. Is this an Ace of Pentacles group 3 should take? Seven of Wands. Okay. So there's something that's going to come through during this time that's going to trigger your Chiron wound. Okay, some new opportunity. Why is this triggering? Ace of Cups. Because it's this cup that you're not seeing. So what is group 3 seeing? Knight of Pentacles. Something that maybe looks too stable or it doesn't look exciting enough. You're not seeing something clearly here. Something has a lot of potential. Yeah. I feel like something's coming through group 3 that kind of looks boring, or it looks like it's beneath you in some way, but it's not. The opportunity is a lot bigger than you realize. Okay, you just can't see something yet. And it has something to do with feeling the need to defend yourself here in some way. Let's try to get some more information. What's this new opportunity? Two of Cups. Could be love here, a new love connection. Is it new? Five of Wands. Nine of Cups. Page of Wands. There's some person here. It doesn't have to be love, but it looks like it to me. You know, it could be a friendship. It could be something to do with work. But for most of you, it's some kind of love offer coming in here where you're going to feel like you need to defend yourself. And I don't blame you. I mean, look at this. This looks kind of intimidating here. So you don't want it because there's something intimidating about it, but it also looks like it's interesting. It also looks like it's something that's beneath you. So figure that one out. How could something be intimidating and also something that is boring for you? I feel like there's a question you need to ask there. Maybe you're characterizing something as not good enough, but there's really something you're intimidated about when it comes to this. Regardless of what it is here, I feel like it's a good opportunity. It has lots of room for expansion. It feels like there's some competitiveness around this, okay? And not saying that you need to compete, but you could lose the opportunity if you don't take it with the Four of Cups. I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you about this in your dreams. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. This is a new path, a new cycle. I think every group's gotten this. This full moon is going to be pretty big here. It is going to be a struggle between, getting that Sun conjunct Venus, which could be a beautiful energy, I'm hearing, to behold, to experience, beautiful love out in the open, illuminating, healthy, vibrant, in Libra, fair, just, beautiful, all of that. And then you have Chiron with Aries, like it's a struggle, right? What are you going to do? Which way are you going to go? Are you going to give into the wound here and self-defense mechanisms, or are you gonna go for the offer here that looks really good? I don't know, guys. It's a little bit, it's like you have to take a risk, but it's not even really a risk. It's like you have to allow yourself to try something out and see what happens. And get out of the old story. Okay. What strength can you carry forward? We have the Eight of Wands. This is swift communication. This is taking action. This is putting energy in. So once you get your rest, and this is why Spirit's telling you to rest, because the strength that you're going to move forward with is putting a lot of energy into something, into this, I feel, into this new offer, this new opportunity, keeping the hope here. Justice. Finding the right balance here between your old story and your new experience. And making sure that you're making decisions based on who you are now, not on who you were then. The new you is somebody who has a lot of options here. A lot of love options, a lot of creative options, is completely different. Okay, it's a completely different experience that you're going to have. I'm hearing after the full moon. Life is going to change, strength. And it's like you won't have to be that person that's always having to be strong, you know, like having to defend themselves, having to be cautious and wary. This is like really releasing a lot of masculine energy that you've had to step into. That's what that Empress feels like there. It feels almost like a masculine energy. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but now's the time to trust yourself a little bit more. Know that you're protected without you having to consciously remind yourself of that all the time. Just feel it through and through. Okay. Some of you are saying to yourself, I'm protected. And that's good if you want to say that, but you don't need to. Just know it. You know? Because when you say that, in some ways, you're reminding yourself that at some point you didn't feel that way. That's just for someone, okay? And I don't mean that is the case always. I just mean in the context of this reading. Okay, guys, let's see. How to find balance with others. 8 of Swords. Let's see. What's this? Three of Pentacles. I'm hearing pass the baton. Other people are having similar struggles to what you had in the past. I feel like the best thing you can do to serve as a good example for those people, or to show your strength to those people, is to continue on growing in your life, to continue to release, to move on. That's the example of strength that Spirit wants you to be to others. To not miss opportunities, to not be in your own head, you know, all of that. That's how you can balance your relationship with others, is by continuing to have hope that you have a new future in front of you that has nothing to do with the past. So what are you going to heal? Or what transformation is going to take place? The world. This reading is pretty clear, group 3. Just feel like, you know, it's nothing too serious. It's just some lingering energy that you have here about something. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? And this is just, you know, an analogy here, really. It's like you've been working at a job for a long time. Let's say you're a doctor. You've been working as a doctor, general practitioner, for 10 years. And it's been hard. You know, you had to go through med school, the whole thing. And that was really challenging. And you know, you're a doctor now, and you earned that title. You earned that title of being a doctor. So you ask everybody to call you doctor because you command that respect. You've been through a lot. You earned it. You know, you earned that title. But you're not really interested in practicing medicine anymore. There's something else that's coming up in your life. And that doctor title really has nothing to do with what you're now interested in. Maybe you want to be a photographer. I'm just making these things up right now as an example. And that's great. It's really starting to float your boat. There's an opportunity there for you. Things are going to change in your life. It's going to get creative. You might meet someone on that path, but you're still asking everybody to call you doctor. And it just doesn't make sense in that context. It's something like that. You know, translate that into your situation. It's something like that. And it's not like you should throw away that title. You worked for it and you can use it when you need to, but you don't always need to use that. You know, you don't always need to refer back to the struggles that you've overcome to show people how strong you are. All right, let's get your answer here from the book so you can go ahead and ask your question for group 3. Others will depend on your choices. Okay, I'm going to do one more. You can have the same question or a different one. I didn't do this for the other groups, but I feel guided for you. Listen more carefully, then you will know. And I feel like this is listening to your subconscious, listening to your dreams, listening to your heart and that new opportunity that's coming in for you. Bet on it. All right, group 3. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.